Hello, Hilltop Ranch. This is a topic that I've been quite excited to talk about. I started my channel, or at least social media presence, back in, I don't know, maybe 2019, something like that. We originally started it with Outtakes Outdoors because I have a lot of, positive mind friends. And we were, hunting and having fun. Wanted to get into the social media world, not for any monetary value or anything like that, but just to see what it was all about. So we started Outtakes Outdoors, and it has since merged to Hilltop Ranch. Originally, when it was Outtakes Outdoors, it was supposed to be, hunting, firearms, gear review, that sort of thing. I was born and raised a country boy, so it's kind of within my wheelhouse. It shifted to Hilltop Ranch to showcase a little bit more of what my everyday lifestyle is like, living on a small horse ranch, and with the various cattle that I do have. Like I said, it changes from time to time. I've really been focusing on that. However, I've had the opportunity to kind of bring it back to what I originally wanted it to be. The hunting, the firearms review, gear review, as well as the ranching is always going to be there, that aspect. So I'll start off by kind of introducing myself. My name's Graham. I feel qualified to talk about this topic today because I have 16 years of law enforcement experience. I'm going to stay very vague on that. I have been involved in the law enforcement capacity in various capacities, various unit kind of things. I'm staying vague because in no way does anything I say represent where I work or who I work for. I'm just bringing to you baseline knowledge of what I've gained over the last 16 years. Throughout that 16 years, I've been involved in many high-risk, high-stakes scenarios. That is common for the modern-day law enforcement world. So basically, what I wanted to talk to you today is I've had the opportunity to acquire an absolute ton of gear through old job positions, some stuff that was given to me, not much, but yeah, I wanted to kind of review it with you guys. I also have 13 years of competitive shooting. So between law enforcement, what I carry every day, and what I know works from the competitive shooter world, I'm hoping to help you guys make a better decision on what gear you want to try or adopt, or kind of maybe weed some things out. So that being said, for this, Outtakes Outdoors was an appropriate name because if it weren't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck. I'll get into that over. Some of the people who already follow my Instagram, will put a link for my Instagram where I'm a lot more active on there than here. But a lot of people have kind of known my journey, and if it's something bad, it's going to happen to me. So basically, when I started law enforcement, early 2000s, we were like, you kind of had your standard everyday, I don't want to call it junk equipment, but it wasn't up to where it could be. There's been, like, I have no military experience, but between the war on terrorism, the GWatt that people refer to. That has, what is that? Adversity is the mother of all invention. So people way smarter than me, have done way cooler things than me, have helped develop some really good stuff. So prior to that happening, I was running just what your Uncle Mike's inner belt. So as you can see, it's just a Velcro style nylon webbing, where you would feed it around, feed it through your belt loops, and then just Velcro right over, and then your duty belt would go on top. Now, I might leak a few names, or in the industry as it's called, our duty belt would go on top, okay? Generally, you're issued some either leather or something that was very similar to this nylon material. I, over the years, have been given both. So wore that for a couple years, but it's not great Velcro. You could tell this pulls apart. And getting down to the nitty gritty, you'll overlap your belt, and then you have your duty belt on, and you have your keepers or whatever around. And then let's say you have to use the washroom, opposed to taking I mean, there are guys who like to take their duty belt off, their vest off if they're going to the washroom. I'm not one of them. I mean, I don't want to go through all the effort of donning and doffing it, especially if a hot call came in. I want to be ready and ready to go as soon as possible. So, but if I have my belt here, keeper here, now I need to kind of undo this, figure this one out, and then all of a sudden now your duty belt, your firearm, or whatever you have is all flopping here. It makes for, I don't know, a little bit harder of a day. I then moved up to probably still early 2000s, like 2010-ish, to a rigger belt, like your standard rigger belt. Kind of with your standard D-hook rigger belt. And this was fine. This is probably actually one I used at the time. But it's, it was nice. I felt it gave like a lot more security. I mean, if I was fast roping from helicopters, not that I've ever done that nor needed to, it was there, it did have a little bit more structure. It's not as thick, so it made it a little bit easier for the keepers to wrap around the two sets of belts. I don't know how big the keepers are that you may be running. Okay, so like I said, I'm filming this on an iPhone. I don't have a film camera. I'm not making any money off this. All of this stuff here I've spent my own money on. I do have a bit of a relationship with one company. I'll get into that when I get there. So the rigger belt worked well for a time. I then kind of started incorporating, I cared about ruggedness. Ruggedness was very important to me. I'll show you a belt that I have adapted to what I'm doing now. In here, this is my current belt that I wear. It is, you can see the leather stiff belt in here, and what I have done is I've weaved it through an HSGI padded slim belt. And I will give HSGI the credit that is due for this belt, because when you actually have it on, and now I don't have an inner belt on, this padding here really alleviates the exhausting of your hips because of from them being so tight. I don't know if you've been out on like a dog track or something like that where you're moving your hips so much, and you kind of feel the exhaustion because it's too tight. Maybe the oxygen, I don't know the physics or whatever physical aspect of it, but this HSGI belt that I've been wearing now for probably the last 6 months is quite good. However, I did look for a rugged belt like this for competition, because if you're ripping your gun out in and out of your holster, no matter what holster you have, you want something that's strong, that's not going to flop around and maybe take away seconds from your draw time when you're on your competitive run. Even less so do you want it to take away seconds from drawing your gun when you're involved in a life or death situation. So we'll come back to this. I then started looking into battle belts and different kinds of battle belts. I mean, that slim one there, that battle belt was, I mean, it had been out on the market. It's been out for a while. Anybody who follows HSGI, high speed gear stuff, they know it's been around. One of their first ones that I bought, but it didn't last that long, was their thick one. Now, the advantage to this is when I first got on the job, everything was belt mounted. Everything was belt mounted. We weren't wearing molly vests. It was just a slick vest, 2 pockets, and didn't allow you to kind of move weight off your hip area. This belt is nice, okay, because it gives you a wider platform. It helps disseminate some of the weight. However, the huge thing here is the molly ends between these 2 spots. Now, I run my pistol mags basically along the zipper of my pants. They're very front and center. So the first thing I know to grab if I need it, they are here. Okay. I run an OC spray and a handcuff, basically same spot, but other side. So I know if we'll call it SHTF, then I know where to go for things I need. There are videos on the internet of me doing that. So I don't like if the molly stops here. Okay, that led me to look outside of these particular style of battle belts. As much as they're comfortable they are, and I've said HSGI makes a great job of that padding. If I could give them any advice, not that they'd listen to me, but run a either a male or a female vice. I guess this would be female. So the male version of Velcro along that, so you get the added benefit of that pad, but also the stick that the Velcro provides. The rubber on that, it is a non-slip, but let's be honest, if you're gonna knock them down, drag them out in the mud, muckled onto somebody, these things are gonna go. Unless they're bolted down or with keepers or on Velcro, this stuff's gonna slide and it's not gonna be where you want it to be when you need it to be there. So, made me look into, started thinking, hey, I need Velcro. And so I didn't realize how winded you get filming this and talking about a specific purpose. I haven't done group speaking in quite a while. So I also have noticed, as of a review, I am sniffling a lot. I'm getting over a cold. It's not something else. So never been something else. So moving forward with those belts, I know there's some really, really good ones by TYR Tactical, TYR Tactical here in Canada. They are being adopted by some of the units that I work with. they've been given that stuff. Looks really, really good. I just can't speak to it because I don't have one. So I did, after learning about TYR and learning about their products, I was very interested. So I did go out and purchase one. However, I'm going to reference, I purchased this one. And now I want to say it's an HSGI, but I can't say for a fact. So it addresses what I was speaking to about that other belt. This comes with Velcro on the inside, okay? And it comes with strips along here. Awesome belt. Comes with the Cobra buckle, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm not sure if it's still going to fit this waist, but we'll suck it in. There you go. Okay. It fits. Awesome, awesome belt. Here, let me see if I can tilt this down a little bit more so we can actually look at what we're talking about today. So, awesome belt. I'd never wear it that high. It's just sitting over top of my NFR belt buckle. So, Wicked belt. Again, the Molly stops here. Okay, so after years of muscle memory and training for going here, that going here is no longer good, especially if I have to run 2 mags, taser, CEW, baton. I also have a multi-tool I carry and a dump pouch. Now we're getting back way too far, and if you're in and out of a car all the time, those back IFAC pouches, as sexy as they look, not as practical. So, slim belt with Molly, which adds exponentially the amount of things you could put on it. However, if you could see from here to here, no Molly. Okay. I like that they tripled it up to add a rigidity, but I'm not putting very much effort into this. So if anybody knows the weight of 17 round pistol mags, that's a decent amount of weight. So it starts flopping forward, right? So I know you can put keepers on it to prevent that. But then on this side, like this is what we're dealing with, right? So what do I do with this? Do I feed it back through whatever? Do I start taping it, which I have in the past? Not ideal. I didn't buy this one for work. I actually tried to run that in competition. Probably did it 1 year and scrapped it. So throw that away. So then I moved forward to, this is actually my current competition belt. Okay. As much as I might hack on HSGI, I really am a fan. This belt is a TYR. Let me see if I could show you in a way that doesn't just show. There they put the gold. I don't know if that's on all of their belts, but that's how I know the gold. This is stronger, but not as strong as I wanted. Now this didn't come with inner belt. Inner belts is a point of contention for me, and we're going to address that by the end. So what I may have run is this or a rigger belt. But what I had to do is go to Michael's, I think Michael's or whatever that craft store is, and bought like the super industrial Velcro, because they had, I shouldn't say the wrong, because I'm sure TYR sells a belt that is conducive to this one, which is an inner. But I mean, we're getting expensive here. Like TYR makes good quality stuff, and good quality stuff you're going to pay for. Okay. So I ran this Michael's Velcro the whole way through, so it would be nice and secure. Okay. So I snugged that up. This will address another issue that I was going to bring up. There. Okay. So here we are. Now, actually this one does. Okay, so this is not so bad here. It is snugger for where my pistol pouches lay. Now I have 2 Glock pistols. I run a Glock, always run a Glock. I started competition shooting in 2010, and it's always been Glock. So as you can see, they are empty. So this is where, that's generally standard where I would run my 2 work mags right here. However, we're getting floppier on this side. It's just not as rugged as you want. The big thing that I want, and now I'll say this, it doesn't fit your standard Safariland holster. There is a gap, okay? I did realize that through work, or a friend at work, that you can get a shim, whatever you want to call it, that actually fits in the Safariland holsters for them to be more conducive to the slimmer gunfighter belt. I didn't realize that. I've had this belt probably 2.5 years now. Wish I knew about this. So, I don't really have many complaints. I do run a single drop leg holster, or at least I shouldn't say a drop leg holster. It's the Safariland low mount. I run this strap so there is no wiggle room for pulling out. Okay, I have a Glock here. As you can see, it is empty. There's nothing inside. Okay. And this is the type of Glock, so when I pull out, there's no movement, okay? And that's what I want. Not now, when it comes to work, not a lot of agencies are gonna want you to wear this strap. Yeah, it just comes to that. The optics of it may not be great, okay? But you can't deny that it doesn't allow for this sort of movement, right? So, I mean, you work with what you got. So, okay. So TYR belt, great belt. It's got the double molly webbing. Let's see if how I can showcase this. It's got the double molly webbing, which allows you to put multiple different things. As you can see, I am a huge fan of HSGI. I really like their taco pouches, and I will continue to run them at work. Now this is the biggest part of the video that I was very excited about, and you're going to get to see it basically right from the get-go, because I got this thing in the mail 2-3 days ago. I got bucked off my horse, got a concussion, so I've been laying low. Super excited to dive into this. I'm gonna take a water break and I'll be back. Okay, and we're back. So this is the point. I will make a quick mention to the things that you see behind me. These are vests, as you can see, carriers. I have used all of these for either a brief or very extended time. The helmet and whatnot with the NVGs, I could speak to another day. This is aesthetics. I live in Canada. Not even going to hit the politics aspect. It's an airsoft gun. It's there for looks. We'll leave that alone. So, to the main point of the video, I received in the mail the Agilite magnetix belt. I have a bit of a relationship with Agilite. I do reviews for Agilite. I'm on their, I don't even know what you call it, panel or something, that helps them produce gear. or at least I review stuff. Anyway, Agilite magnetix belt. So literally, this came in the mail just like this. I have not even taken it apart. I'm very excited too. So I did get the non-rated version buckle. However, that might be a topic for another day. So anybody who knows the Agilite magnetix belt, it's coming with this, I don't even know what this material is, but it adds strength. It adds strength to everywhere you need it, okay? So it's got a pocket right in here where this will slide in and marry up in a way that just makes the belt a lot more formidable, okay? Kind of where the TYR belt lacks, because it's kind of floppy. It may not be the floppiest. It's not as floppy as, and now forgive me HSGI, if that's your belt. If it is, I mean, it is what it is. Still love your products. But Agilite did one further to put this, and I'm gonna call it plastic. It could be polymer. It could be whatever it is. But I love the forward thinking that they thought to put this in order to make the whole belt rigid. Rigid in a way that you're not your Uncle Mike's belt that you can't move. This is my first time actually tearing it apart here. So it is the magnetix belt. So already I can feel, oh, I'm gonna have to ride that down the whole way, I guess. Already I can feel how the magnetics or the magnets work. And I have to admit, I'm actually impressed. I don't know what I thought. Is it gonna be a fridge magnet or what? The inner belt, as some YouTube reviewers have always said, it's an afterthought. I bought many of these belts thinking, oh, I'll just throw whatever I have as far as a whatever, Rigger, Uncle Mike's, whatever, throw that in and it'll work. As long as it's got Velcro, it would work in my mind, okay? So you take this apart. Again, it's got this, I'm going to call it a proprietary material that you fit it in, and again, it fits in the sleeve, now making this rugged, fits in here, and do it over. So it is like a rigger's belt, like a well thought out rigger belt. So the most important thing is right here, I need it stiff because I need to get to what I need to get to. Around here, I want it loose because if I'm on a dog track or I'm just walking, let's say I'm on beat patrol, and 12 hours today, you're walking the downtown core of wherever you are, okay? You want something that's gonna flex and move. Look at this. Don't tell me that doesn't flex and move, okay? Okay, so I spared you the having to watch me pull up and you see all my cancer scars. So we'll keep this PG-13, okay? So taking apart the inner belt, where a lot of people have said that it could be a CCW belt. We don't run into that sort of thing in Canada, but here's to hoping. So just feeding it through. I'm wearing Wrangler jeans, which is basically the standard for me. Okay, so I just fed that plastic, let's say, into my into the little sleeve there. Like I said, I'm wearing Wranglers, so there, boom. Could I wear that every day? Absolutely. Actually, that's shocking. That's shockingly comfortable. That's a lot better than wearing my regular belt. I'll just go out and buy one of these just for some walking around money. So, very cool. The big thing I wanted to see is Agilite. I guess the whole point of this belt is the magnets here. Because anybody who's run belts, I like to know where that my firearm is where it is. So let's see if it catches. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, we're basically right on the button there. I'm gonna slide this plastic through. And now this is the embarrassing part because I didn't actually set it up to make sure it would fit me. I mean, I'm not as, fit as a fiddle as I was in my 20s. But as far as this meeting up, going in the Cobra belt or Cobra buckle, boom. Oh God. Oh goodness, boys. Good heavens. That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay? That's on there. Like that's not moving. That's not moving. That would give me 100% confidence that my belt is going to be where it is or where it needs to be when I need it to be there. So I guess the next step is to align this belt up to what I would carry for duty. I think I will do that as another episode, get that all set up. This was more or less a little intro to belts, intro to Hilltop Ranch, and our filming of gear review. Let me know if you're interested in hearing anything else about that, how it's been applicable, or any other products that you think that I could help you with. I won't go, like I said, I won't go too specific into my career, but I have at least enough knowledge to pass on to anybody who's willing to listen. So for initial thoughts on this belt, this is money. This is money. I am so impressed by this. There's no pinch or pull where I feel I need to keep tightening it in order for it to stay in place. This thing's not moving, and this is awesome. All right, guys, thanks. Hilltop Ranch. Still going to be posting lots to do with the horses, lots to do with my outdoor lifestyle on the channel. I will keep reviewing. Just waiting to see how this takes off, if it does or doesn't. Thanks, guys.